Hey everyone, welcome to the Alba Method and part 3 of our power series. So this session is going to be focused on the lower body. We're going to be working with the hips, glutes, and thighs, but we'll still be incorporating the entire body into our session. Remember to always listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, make sure you're grabbing a prop or adjusting as necessary. Today, you are just going to need your body and your mat unless you're grabbing one of those props for your own personal practice. And when you're ready, I'll meet you there. All right, today we're going to start on our back. So when you're ready, go ahead and lay down. We're going to start by pulling the knees into the chest. As always, you can gently close the eyes or find a nice, soft, steady gaze and just give your weight to the mat. Gently just start to rock side to side, holding on to the knees and just feeling the back side of the body on the ground. You can start to take little circles. If that feels good, just give the low back a little bit of love, a little bit of attention. Balance it out if you're making those circles, switching sides, and just taking whatever organic movement that feels good. Go ahead and start to take some ankle circles, bringing the hands to the knees, just placing the palms, kind of cupping the kneecaps with your hands. And then switch directions with those ankle circles, pointing the toes, moving the toes around. Let's start to point and flex the feet a few times, just warming up the body. Relaxing the shoulders, taking a breath in, extending that left leg down to the mat. Hug your right knee in and just pause here, hugging the thigh to the chest. As you hug the thigh to the chest, start to press through that left heel as if you were pressing it up against a wall. And again, keep the shoulders relaxed, keeping the breath nice and fluid. Start to bypass that rib cage and pull the knee up towards the armpit and just feel that gentle stretch. You can relax the foot. And then coming back to center, go ahead and interlace the hands behind the thigh, making those little adjustments as needed. You're going to walk that left foot back underneath the knee so you can support your low back. And from here, you're just going to extend that heel to where you can straighten the leg if you can, and let the hand support the thigh. And just again, point and flex the foot a few times. Take some circles, whatever feels good. And then when you're ready, you're going to point the toes, start to pull that heel down towards the glute, squeezing the hands with your calf, and then extend the leg. Again, we're just warming up the body here, warming up that hamstring, warming up the knee. Taking a few more extensions here, continuing to follow the breath. And then when you're ready, pulling that knee back into the chest. And we'll switch sides. Take that right leg long, pull the left knee in, and just pause here. Feel that upper thigh on the belly. Keeping some activity in that opposite leg. So flex those toes towards the sky. Nothing forced though. And then when you're ready, start to bypass that rib cage, pulling the knee up towards the armpit. And then coming back to center. Remember pressing through that right heel. And then when you're ready, go ahead and walk that right foot back in, extending the hands behind that left thigh and extending that left heel. Just relax here, pause. Just notice what you feel, where you feel it. Again, pointing and flexing the foot, maybe taking some ankle circles, whatever feels good in your body. And then when you're ready, start to pull that heel down towards the glute, squeezing the hands and then extending that heel. And again, this is just nice, slow, steady movement. We're not giving our 100%. And if you can't completely straighten that leg yet, that's okay. We're just warming up the hamstring. Feel that muscle working behind the hands, bringing some attention and awareness. And then when you're ready, go ahead and pull that left knee back into your chest. And release that left foot underneath you, setting up by bringing the hands down by your sides, palms are down, bringing the tips of the shoulder blades together and just lifting the hips ever so slightly so that we can tuck the pelvis gently underneath us. Go ahead and ground down through the heels, through the back of your head, through the backs of the shoulders. Start to hover the hips about 1 inch above the mat. Take an inhale here. Good. As you exhale, just pause, feeling the hips Lifting as the heels ground down, start to bring the hip bones in line with the knees, keeping the throat open by pressing the back of the head through the mat, keeping the gaze up. Pause here. Pull your belly in, squeeze your glutes. Now imagine just dragging those heels towards you. Feel that energy. Good. Slowly release the hips. Don't slam them down, but take it slow. And then inhale, lift the hips again. Good, we'll do that 2 more times. Slowly release and then inhale, squeeze those hips up, really rooting down through the legs. 1 more, inhale, lift the hips. Start to root down through that left heel. Pull your right knee into your chest, extend the heel here. Good, you're gonna point the toe. We're gonna lower the hip and then lift. Pointing the toe to the sky, go ahead and lower those hips. And lift, reaching the toes to the sky, pressing through that left heel. 2 more. Really warming up the body. Last one, hold it up. Flex the foot, bend the knee, lift the hips, find that bridge. Good, switching sides, rooting down through that right foot. Pull the left knee in, start to extend that heel, point the toes. Keeping that quad engaged, slowly lower the hips. And then lifting those hips, inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Good, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. 2 more times. Lower and lift. Keep those toes reaching to the sky. Last one. Lifting that foot and then bending the knee, coming back into that bridge shape. Lift through the hips, squeeze, inhale. And slowly release. Exhale, bringing both knees into your chest. Go ahead and rock side to side. And when you're ready, rocking yourself up to a seat, we'll go ahead and cross the ankles and come to a tabletop position. Take your time getting here, making those adjustments, shape-shifting on the mat, bringing the hands right underneath the shoulders, taking a look at the hands, right? And then concentrating and bringing the awareness to the feet. I like to start with the toes tucked under, giving the arches a little foot stretch, waking up those nerve endings. And then really grip down through the finger pads. Take a look at your thumb and your index finger and just find a little bit more energy through that area. Notice what that does to your shape. Pulling the low ribs in. Just pause here, bringing the ears in line with the shoulders. Just notice what's going on in the body here. Beautiful. From here, start to take a few cat and cows nice and slow. So really paying attention to the spine and the movement through the spine as you lift through the chest, coming into that cow face pose. Nothing forced, nothing strained. Just bringing some awareness to the body, to that midline, to that core. Good. Starting to open the rib cage, connecting to the breath. Moving with your breath. And then when you're ready, coming back to center. Go ahead and extend that right foot back so that the ball of the foot is on the mat. And we're going to lift that heel so it's in line with the hip. Go ahead and bend the knee so that the heel comes towards the sky, bringing the leg into an almost 90-degree angle. And you might have to take a look back and make sure that heel is really pressing to the sky. You want to pull it in so you feel that hamstring engage, and then we're just going to pulse that heel up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. It's a little movement. 2, hold it up, pause. Now extend those toes out, pause. We're going to tap the top of the foot to the mat and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and flex the foot, cross it over that left side. Look over your left shoulder, press through the heel. As you press more through that right hand, draw that right shoulder back. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Go ahead and bring yourself back to that tabletop position. Take around a cat and cow, whatever feels good here. And then we're going to take that left foot back. Ball of the foot starts on the mat. Press through the heel. Feel that calf stretch. And then when you're ready, bring that heel in line with the hip. Pause. We want to keep that hip down. Avoid lifting. Pull the heel in towards the glute. That's going to activate the hamstring. Good. Go ahead and start to pulse that heel towards the sky. 8, 7, 6. Try not to move too much through the rest of the body. Final 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. From here, point those toes. Top of the foot comes to the mat. Tap. Lift. The heel comes just in line with the hip. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Lifting through that heel. Last 2. Last 1. And then we'll flex the foot, crossing it over the right side of the body. Press through the heels. You look over that right shoulder. Pressing through that left hand. Even more. Pause. Take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, go ahead and release. Coming back to center. Go ahead and take those hips towards your heels. Roll out those wrists. Take a breath. Notice what you feel. Good. And then from here, keeping the toes tucked under, we're going to come into a forward fold at the back of your mat. So if the knees are still bent, that's okay. Keeping the feet right underneath the hips, go ahead and find your forward fold or Uttanasana, pressing through the tripod of each foot, letting the head and shoulders be heavy, just feeling that release through the legs. And then from here, take a little halfway lift. So hands come to the shins, bringing the belly in as we bring the whole midline up in this L shape. And then as you exhale, go ahead and find your forward fold, letting the head release, gaze between the legs. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift, getting to know the breath, moving with the movement. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Fold. Go ahead and bend those knees, walking yourself out to a plank here. Hands underneath the shoulders again, making those little adjustments, shifting the hips, making those adjustments through the feet. Hands should be where they were in tabletop, and just notice the energy, pressing more through the index and the thumb, pressing through the balls of the feet, lifting the head ever so slightly, and then start to shift the hips up and back as you come into downward facing dog. The heels stay light and buoyant. Standing on the balls of the feet, lift the heels, come back to plank. Inhale. Nice and slow exhale as you shift the hips. Again, just continuing to explore the movement. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, shifting back. Beautiful. 1 more. Inhale. Moving with your breath. And exhale. So good. Good. Bend your knees, stepping your feet towards the top of your space. Coming back into that forward fold that we did at the back of our mat. Take an inhale. And just let it go. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to the shins this time. Let that bring you up to a standing position. Inhale, reach those arms up. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Palms are facing each other. Good. Low ribs pull in. Keep the gaze soft. Inhale, lifting up. Shrug those shoulders up. Exhale, bring palms to touch. Forward fold. Uttanasana. Pause with this stretch. Beautiful. From here, take another halfway lift. Let that bring you up to stand. Good. From here, start to bend the knees. Start to come into this modified chair pose with the hands at the heart. Hips are back. Good. Inhale. I just want you to lift that right heel. Press through the ball of the foot. Sink those hips a little deeper. And then lower that heel. We'll switch sides. Lift that left heel. Press through the ball of the foot. And lower. Keeping those hips back. Good. Let's switch. Right side. Lift. Upper body stays nice and strong. Good. Left side. Just warming up those ankles. Here's right. Good. Here's left. 1 more. Each side. Really press through the ball of the foot as you lift that heel, and then press the heel down, activating that calf. And then go ahead and straighten those legs. Arms come down by the side. Take an inhale. Exhale. Just roll those shoulders out a couple times. Good. Good. From here, I want you to look down at your feet. Hands are going to come back to heart. We're going to lift the heels. We're going to balance on the balls of our feet. And then slowly lower the heels, squeezing the glutes when you come up. And if you lose your balance or shift, that's okay. Good. If you need to use a wall, that's okay. Good. We're going to have 4 more of these. 4, 3. Heels stay nice and light. Last 2. And last 1. Good. We're going to come back to that chair pose shape. Inhale, hands come to heart. Sit those hips down, pause. Weight is in the heels. Now start to shift into the balls of the feet. Try to lift both heels at the same time. Balance, sitting lower. Good. Lower those heels. Sink a little deeper.
And then inhale, those arms are going to sweep back and up. As you come into Tadasana, mountain pose, bring those palms to touch. Take a gentle back bend. Big inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, we dive over the legs. Inhale, take that halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your plank and pause. Good. From here, we're going to bring it all the way down to our bellies, bringing the tops of the feet flat, rolling those shoulder blades down the back. Hands are light, pressing through the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the chest. Good. Exhale, lower. Keeping those glutes nice and strong. Protect the low back. Inhale, lifting the chest. Keeping that gaze soft. Collarbone spread wide. Inhale, lift the chest. Pause. Good. Look over your left shoulder. Look over the right. Come back to center and release, making your way back to your downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Take a breath. Good. Slowly release that. Beautiful work. From here, I want you to inhale, reach that right leg up to the sky. Point the toes, extend it up. Exhale, pulling that knee through the chest, up through to a lunge, placing that foot between the hands. Good. From here, we're going to inhale, coming up to a high lunge. So adjust the feet as needed. And then from here, I want you to straighten that right leg. You might need to walk that back foot in a little bit more. Arms are going to come down by the sides. Now, as we bend that front leg, we're going to reach down, bending both knees. And then arms are going to reach up as we straighten both legs, finding your balance. You want to press down and forward into that right foot. Back heel stays up, arms come up. Let's try that again. Bending both knees, arms come down. Inhale, arms come up, squeeze the glutes, move slow. We have 4 more. Arms come down, bending both knees, hovering that back knee above the mat. Good. Here's 3. Good. Move with the breath. Let it guide you. Here's 2. Moving slow, finding your balance. If you teeter, that's okay. Last one. Coming into both legs straight. Now find a lunge. You're going to shift. We're going to pivot onto that right foot. Coming into this star shape with the legs straight. Start to bend that right knee, bringing those hands to heart. Now reach those arms forward. Pause. Feel the inner thigh. Press through the outer edge of that back foot. We move side to side here. Pressing that knee out so that it tracks along the outer edge of that foot. Those hips stay pulling back. Low belly in. Good. Here's 4. If it's too much, hands stay at the heart. Here's 3. Here's 2. 1, we're going to move together. Pick up that right foot, turn towards the back of your mat, lunge on this left side, find your balance, and then when you're ready, come on up. Good. Walking that back foot in, start to straighten that left leg, pressing down and forward into that left foot. Start to bend both knees, arms come down. Inhale, arms reach up, take it slow. Good. Arms come down. Inhale up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. We have 3 more. Weight is in that front heel. Squeezing that back glute as you extend both legs. Last 2. Moving with the breath. Last 1. And again, if you teeter and lose your balance, that's okay. Coming into that lunge. Pause. Now facing back. Coming into this star shape, we start on that left side, bending that knee. Switching to the right. Again, hands can stay at heart or extend those arms out. Bringing that upper body almost parallel with the mat. Here's 4. Good. Stay low. 3. 2. And 1. Coming through center. Go ahead and take a forward fold. Stretch it out. Let it go. Good. Take a little halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Good. From here, take an inhale. We're going to spin those heels in, toes out, coming into this goddess pose or horse pose. Pressing through the outer edges of the feet. Go ahead and set it up so you can start by bringing the hands to the knees and just seeing where the feet need to be. It's going to be different for everyone. And just take those hips side to side. Notice what you feel. You want to press those knees out. Arms are going to come down in front with the palms facing. We're going to straighten those legs. Arms are going to come up overhead, thumbs touch. Exhale, we're going to squat down. Again, working into those outer thighs, those outer glutes. And we're going to squat down. Let's do 6 more of those. You guys got this. Good. Here's 5. Look up, reach up. Good. Here's 4. Breathe. Here's 2. Pressing through those feet. Last one. We're going to come into that squat. You're going to hold. Hands are going to come to heart. Good. Now we're going to straighten those legs. Spin your feet so that they're parallel. We're going to walk them in a little bit underneath the hips. About inner hip width distance apart, maybe a little wider. And then we're going to reach forward as we squat down. And then stand, squeeze your glutes. Reach forward and then stand. Good. If you're okay with this, we're going to start to reach up as you squat. And down, squeeze. Here's 7. Good. Breathe. 6. Take it slow. 5. Weight is in the heels. Got to use those back muscles. 4. Good. Really using those feet. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. We're going to come all the way down. Move those feet. We're going to come into this Malasana frog pose. Pressing through the outer edges, maybe rock side to side. Elbows come to the knees. Just lift the chest. Pause. So good. Feel that heat. My legs are on fire. Go ahead and find a little wide-legged forward fold here. We're just going to reset by making our way back to the front of the mat into our forward fold, Uttanasana. So just pause here. Good. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your plank position. You can come halfway down or you can come all the way down, taking that vinyasa and resetting in through up dog. Exhale, pull back, down dog, check in. Notice how you feel. Breathe. Good. Inhale, lifting those heels. Exhale, lower those heels. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the heels, bend your knees. Stepping forward towards the top of your space. Take a halfway lift. Let that bring you up to stand. Inhale, arms up. Pause. Exhale, palms come to touch, hands to heart. Good. Take a seat into that chair pose. Good. Weight goes into the balls of the feet as you lift the heels. Sit a little deeper. Good. As you lower the heels, we're going to pull that right knee into your chest. Pause. So you may need a wall for this. If you need to find your balance, we're going to take some hip circles here. So you're just going to pull the knee in, keeping the toes pointed, keeping that left leg nice and grounded. And if you need a wall, that's okay. If you fall, that's okay. Just getting some hip circulation here while we balance and then switch. Whatever you need to do to keep your balance. And then when you're ready, pull that knee in. And we'll just switch sides. Pulling that left knee into your chest. Pause. Get your balance here. Notice which side may be more challenging than the other. And then we're going to take those hip circles on this left side. Again, it's not a particular movement. It's kind of what feels good in your body. But we want to isolate the movement right through that hip socket. And you might feel discomfort, pinching. You'll want to back off. But if you have any sciatic nerve pain, this can really help to loosen up that pressure. Good. Go ahead and pull that knee in when you're ready, when you feel balanced. And release. Good. Bring the feet back underneath you. Just roll those shoulders out. Maybe close the eyes. Just take a breath. Check in. Good, and then when you're ready, we're going to shift the weight back into that left foot. We're going to pull the right knee in. This time, hands are going to come to heart. We're going to start to soften through that left knee. Step back to a lunge with that right foot. Arms are going to come up. Inhale, we're going to step onto that left foot. Right knee comes in. Exhale, extend back. Lunge. This takes some motor control and some balance, so take it slow. Good, last 2. Good. Last one. We're going to end in that lunge. Pause. So good. Lunge a little deeper. Breathe. Go ahead and bring that back knee down. And then extend that heel. Good. 4 more. Back knee down. and extend that heel. We want to lightly tap the knee before extending. Last one, back knee down. Extend that heel, pause. Step forward. Breathe. We switch sides, pulling that left knee in. Start to bend that right knee. Step back to your lunge, arms come up. Good, pushing off that back foot. Hands come to heart, left knee pulls in. Notice the balance. Exhale, step back, control. Good, 3 more. Using the entire body to control the movement. Last 2. Good. Last one, we end in that high lunge. And pause. Good. Hands are going to come to heart, bring that back knee down. Press that heel back, extend the leg. Good. Again, back knee down. Extend that back leg. Good. 3 more. Last 2. Last one, arms come up, pause. We step forward. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Let it go.
So good. Breathe.
Good. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Let that bring you back up to stand. We're going to step back to this star shape with that left foot so that we're facing. Take a breath in, bring the hands to the hips. Good. So with the toes pointing forward, hips are going to go back. We're going to bring the upper body parallel. And then inhale, lift the chest. Good. So as you inhale, you want to bring those hips underneath you. Exhale, press the hips back. Feel those hamstrings turn on, inner thighs. Good. Coming back up. Let's do that 3 more times. Nice and slow. Hinging from the hips. Good. Last one. Bring those hands down. Reach your right arm up. Take a little twist here. Good. Switch. Good. Coming back to center. Rising back up. We're going to bend that right knee. We're going to push off like we did. Picking up that left foot. Arms are going to come out to a T. Flex the foot. We're going to lower and lift. Lower and lift. Not too much movement. Keep your balance. Here's 6. Lifting through that outer heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bringing that left foot to meet the right. We're going to pull the left knee in towards the chest. Step out. Control. Bend your left knee. Switching sides. Pick up that left foot. Flex. Hover and lift. Through that outer heel, getting into this outer hip. We don't want to lift through the hip. You want to make sure that you're just lifting through that outer one. Good. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and hover. Pull that right knee in and step back out. Control. Beautiful work. Hands will come to heart. Go ahead and stretch that out. Good. You're going to toe heel your feet right underneath you, staying forward. Or I guess to the side in your case. We're going to shift into that right foot. So hands are going to come down and they're going to kind of frame that right foot. We're going to start to point the toes. Lift those left toes as much as you can, really getting into those outer thighs. Bring it down and lift. Point. Here's 7. Good. Try to keep the upper body strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that left foot down, we shift into that left foot. Hands come over to that left side. Set it up. Point those right toes. Lift and lower. Good. Here's 7. Here's 6. Control the movement. Here's 5. Here's 4. Good. 3. Hold on to it. I know it burns. Last 2. And last 1. Good. Coming back to center. Taking those feet apart. Taking another set of Malasana. This should feel so good. Hands to heart. Pressing those elbows into the knees. Rolling to the outer edges of those feet. Breathe. Good. Finding another forward fold here. Just pause. And then making your way over onto that right side. Coming back into a forward fold. with the feet pointing forward. Good. Take a halfway lift here. Plant those palms, step back, taking your vinyasa. Good. Lifting up and pulling back. Pause. Beautiful work. Good. From here, bend your knees, step your feet towards the top of your space. This time, feet are going to come hip width distance apart. Arms are going to reach forward. We're going to squat down as much as we can. See if we can get our butt to the ground, pulling those knees into the chest, coming into this modified boat position. Good. From here, just pause, hold, lift the chest, lift the heart. And then we're going to plant those feet, bring the hands behind your hips. Fingertips can face out, draw the shoulder blades together, and then pressing through the center of each heel. Lift your hips, lift your chest, lift your gaze. And lower those hips. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the hips. Knees coming right over those ankles. Last 2. Good, and last 1. Lift the chest, press through the heels of the hands, the heels of the feet at the same time, and then slowly lower those heels, extending those legs. Go ahead and find a forward fold here, whatever feels good. Pulling the low belly and stretching out the back, stretching out those legs. Good. Rising up, walking those feet in, take those hands behind you once again. Start to lift the hips, take that left ankle on top of that right knee, coming into this figure 4 shape. And just take whatever organic movement feels good. Whatever variation gives you the most benefit in this practice. Really flex that foot and press that knee away from you. Really getting that full stretch. And then when you're ready, just simply switch sides, noticing the difference between each side. Flexing that foot, pressing ankle into knee, making those little adjustments through the feet. Going where your body calls. And then when you're ready, go ahead and release that. Extending both legs, take a little forward fold here. Good, inhale, pulling that right knee in. Good, planting that foot. And then taking that left hand out to the side, go ahead and reach around and grabbing the ball of that left foot, pressing your right shoulder and right knee into one another. Good, and then coming back up, extending that right foot, grabbing onto the heel with the left, shifting forward ever so slightly. If you feel okay here, reach back with that right arm. Remember, active through that back foot. Maybe we look all the way behind us. And then coming back to center, gripping the foot with both hands, pulling that leg towards you. And then bend the knee. We switch sides, pulling that left heel in, taking that shoulder to the inside of that left knee, reaching for the ball of that right foot. That left hip can come up, using that right hand as a kickstand, standing on that left foot, pressing shoulder and knee into one another, staying active, even as we wind down. Good, and then when you're ready, keeping that right foot active, grabbing onto the outer edge or inner edge of that left foot, shifting forward with the hips, low belly pulls in, extend that left hand back, look back behind you if the neck allows it, if the gaze can do it. Pressing into that foot, coming back to center, gripping that leg with both hands, pulling that leg towards you. And then when you're ready, slowly release that, shake out those legs. And finally coming back onto your back, pulling both knees into your chest. And from here, cactusing those arms, shift your hips all the way over to your left before letting those knees drop to the right. So we receive the full benefits of that twist, taking our gaze over to the left or straight up. Take a breath in and just gently release, get heavy. Good, inhale, coming back to the center, using your core and then shifting those hips to the right as you roll to the left. Look over to your right. Notice all the differences in the body and the mind, the breath. Letting all those benefits absorb. And gently coming back to center. Pulling both knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shoulders. Just pause here. Squeeze in everything. And then allow yourself a moment of stillness. Staying as long as you want with the hands on the belly or down by your sides. Again, just give yourself this moment to absorb, to reflect. Allow yourself to just be here for a moment with the breath. Noticing the space around you. Noticing the space within you. Feeling that energy and that heat. It is yours to keep. Take it with you. And when you're ready, start to reset, pulling both knees into your chest, gently rocking side to side maybe, and eventually making your way up to a seat, the legs crossed, and your hands at heart center. And just taking a breath in, and again, letting everything just absorb into the body as you bow your chin towards your chest, finding some gratitude here for our breath, for our bodies, for this practice. And give yourself that salute and that honor for showing up, for carving out the time, for making the space for you to practice. And then together we bring the thumbs to that place of intuition, of creativity, as we find gratitude for whatever it is we're grateful for in this world. And we bow in that gratitude to all things. Much love. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me in this power series. Remember, keep coming back to it so you're able to track your progress, notice all those differences in your body, and I can't wait to move with you again soon. We'll see you. Ciao.